So, one method of breathing that respiratory physios recommend during pulmonary rehab sessions for their patients is what we call rectangular breathing. It's also really good if you suffer from anxiety or if you feel nervous in any sort of way. You just picture a rectangle, or wherever you are, you can normally find a rectangle somewhere near you. It might be a brick or a window or a drawer, it could be anything. If you can't find one near you, just picture one or draw one in the air. And the basic principle is that you breathe in on the short side and out on the long side, because what we're trying to do is extend our out breath, so our out breath is always longer than our in breath. So let's just breathe around the rectangle. Try and engage your abdominals when you're breathing out and splat when you're breathing in, okay? Don't worry if you can't do both at the same time. It all takes time. So let's just do a little bit of rectangular breathing, okay? So we breathe in and out. In, out, in, out, in, out. So really good way just to gain control of your breathing. If you're out of breath, if you're anxious, if you're trying to sleep, it's a really good tip. Rectangular breathing. Look for your rectangles wherever you are. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a really quick introduction to something called straw phonation. And again, this is a really good exercise for developing strength in your intercostal muscles and really extending that out breath and concentrating on getting a consistently smooth flow of air on your out breath. Okay, so your choice of straw, believe it or not, is more important than you think. So the thinner the straw, the more resistance you're going to have to your out breath. So if you have got a chronic lung condition, you might want to start with a thicker straw. You might even want to go for a smoothie straw or a McDonald's shake straw that's slightly thicker. This one's slightly thicker than this one. These are environmentally friendly paper straws. Also, if you have a lower voice, then you will need a thicker straw than someone who's got a higher voice. Okay, so I'm just going to ditch one of these straws and show you what we're doing. So basically, you put your straw into a glass of water, and what you're aiming for is a nice roll of bubbles, okay? If you hit yourself in the face with water, then you're blowing too hard. The aim is to keep it nice and steady like this. Okay, remember that you're relaxing your tummy muscles as you breathe in and engaging your tummy muscles as you breathe out, and keep those bubbles nice and steady. It's quite nice to have something visual to concentrate on though for that out breath, because it's really hard to know when you're breathing out smoothly or not. The other way you can do it is with your straw out of the water. The water obviously adds a little bit more resistance, but you can do it with the straw out of the water and just watch the ripples making shapes on the top of the water. Okay, so you breathe in. And you're looking for a consistent shape that you're making with that out breath. If it's getting bigger, then you're blowing out more. If it gets smaller, then you're blowing out less. The next thing you can do is start to add some noise, okay? And that again starts to warm up your vocal folds and also creates resistance, which is really good for strengthening our out breath. So we're just going to hum whilst we're blowing out. So you've got three things to remember now. You've got to remember you're engaging your abdominal muscles, you're keeping a nice steady roll of bubbles, and you're also humming at the same time, okay? Are we ready? Take a nice breath in. Okay, the last variety that you can introduce is a flow ball. Okay, these are easily bought on the internet. You might have seen them in kids' party bags. I remember them from when I was very, very small indeed. They're quite readily available. I've got a nice wooden one here that cost about £6 from a well-known internet company ending in on.co.uk. And it's got a polystyrene ball. And in the same way with your straw phonation with the water, you're aiming to make your ball stay steady. Okay, so you pop your ball on top, take a nice breath in. So that shows that you're keeping a nice steady out breath, and it also creates more resistance than the straw. So if you get used to using the straw and you've made your straw thinner, this is a really good way to move on. I'll show you the packaging from this one. That's one of these, like I say, from that famous internet site. Or you could buy, I bought a children's one. Here, various colours. Works the same way. Don't drop your ball though. I'm sure you can do better than that.